No, people have had it when they see what's going on with Acorn, with this phony baloney health care bill where it's not even words on a sheet of paper that people are voting on. It's a concept. This isn't even a bill they voted on yesterday.
Has that ever been done before? Do you know? We've been looking into it. I don't think. Yeah, my researchers say it's never been done before.
Well,
but they're voting on a red line piece of paper, something that is all marked up. It's not even actually written down.
Not one word of a law has been written yet, and these people took a vote on a bill that hasn't been written. What's worse is the federal government estimated how much this bill would cost. You can't estimate how much it's going to cost if you don't have words on a sheet of paper telling you this is the actual bill language. One word can make all the difference in the bill. And they don't have one word written of an actual legislative language. This is a travesty.
Okay. You just sent a letter out because you sent a letter out to the FDIC, and I can't believe you actually wrote the Honorable before her name, but you wrote it to the Honorable Sheila Bair. She runs the FDIC. You have exposed something, and this is breaking news today on Acorn. Michelle Bachmann now has exposed yet another assault on your wallet by Acorn and those with power or those who just did whatever they had to do to be able to hang on to their wallet. In Wall Street and the financial district. Can you explain what you found?
Yeah, this one thing you do so well is you connect the dots, and the dots are connecting between the federal government and Acorn. Very simply, this is it. The federal government wrote a law called the Community Reinvestment Act. It demands that banks make loans to people who are poor credit risks. So that law was already passed.
Okay, now that law actually was passed by Bill Clinton.
That's right.
And it was pushed by Barney Frank, and I believe Senator Dodd was involved with that.
That's right.
All of the usual suspects were involved.
All of the usual subjects, including some Republicans that got behind this law, the Community Reinvestment Act. So that was already passed. Mm-hmm. Then what happened, the federal government hung a threat over these banks, because banks didn't want to make loans to people who are poor credit risk. That's not what they're in the business to do. So as part of the demand from the federal government, what they said is if the banks fail to lower their lending standards, then the federal government would shut down their interstate bank branches, and they would not allow banks to open new branches. So in other words, the federal government would essentially shut these banks down if they refuse to make bad loans to people who wouldn't be able to pay them back.
Right.
And what we found out, Glenn,
Listen,
and we're breaking this story on your radio show, is that one way the banks could satisfy their requirement under the Community Reinvestment Act is they could partner with Acorn. So a bank could either make a cash donation to Acorn, they could give equipment donations, or they could work with Acorn to provide these loans to people who are poor credit risks. One bank that did that was the Citizens Bank of Massachusetts. They put it in a partnership with Acorn. Minnesota Bank, Northeast Bank in Minnesota, donated $2,000 to Acorn. New York Bank. We'll put all of this information up on our website at michellebachmann.com. But this is huge. Here you have the federal government demanding that banks lower their lending standards. And as a threat to these banks, the federal government says, we're putting you out of business unless you make these bad loans. But one way you can satisfy your Community Reinvestment Act rating, because you have to get a certain score, one way you could satisfy your score, give money to Acorn. Work with Acorn. You work with Acorn, you're good with us, says the federal government. This is so bad, but the dots are connecting.
Let me ask you this. I notice here that you have banks, and see if we find any threads here. I notice that you have listed the banks that are doing this, that gave money or helped Acorn one way or another to satisfy their needs for the government. The banks that you point out, and my question is, are there more, Massachusetts, Minnesota, California, and New York.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those are all the wildly out-of-control progressive states. Are there banks in other states that have done this?
Oh, yes, there are.
Okay.
And again, that's because banks had to figure out some way to satisfy the federal government's demands. And so if they, if they were nervous about making loans to people with very shaky credit, one thing they could also do is give money to Acorn. So it's a form of payola. So the banks, in order to be in compliance with the federal government, would give payoff money, so to speak, to Acorn in order to stay in the good graces with the federal government. I mean, what else would you call that but a payola?
No, it's corruption. So, Michelle, where does this go now from? I mean, you're ringing the bell. But where does it go from here now?
We have to demand an investigation. That's why I sent
but Michelle, I mean, God bless you. You know how I feel about you. But I'm so frustrated right now, and I know the American people are. We have been demanding an investigation.
And we haven't gotten it.
So what do we... So just talk people down... No, forget about other people.
Talk them off the ledge?
Talk me off the ledge. Talk me off the ledge.
Well, I tell you, the number one way we can talk people off the ledge, I think, is take a page, a cue from Barney Frank. Over the weekend, Barney Frank told a special interest group, if you want Congress's attention, you melt the phone lines. You call them and you demand, and that's what I think your listeners need to do.
They say, here it is. This is David Brooks and all of these conservative blowhards that are losing their power now and see that, well, no, wait, Sarah Palin, she's not going through us, the gatekeepers. Wait a minute. Hold it. All of these old people who have screwed this system up 6 ways to Sunday that are now losing their power now are saying that Rush Limbaugh and me and everybody else, we can't do anything but melt phones, and nobody pays attention to that anymore. Is that true?
Well, I think they are paying attention, and that's why I'm telling everyone, Monday through Friday, from now until December 31st, call your member of Congress, call your senator, and tell them, don't have the government take over health care, and would you please defund Acorn, because this is another lie. Acorn has only been defunded until October 31st. When it's Halloween and kids are out trick-or-treating, the biggest trick is going to be played on the American people. When the clock strikes midnight, Glenn, on October 31st, the spigot turns back on for federal money flowing to Acorn. They were only defunded for this month. It's a huge CYA move on the part of Congress. And so that's why people need to get mad, get engaged. The Tea Parties were awesome, and it got more attention than the media wants you to believe. The 9/12 movement that you instigated was a bigger deal than anyone has been led to believe. But if we have to keep the pressure up, and that's why your listeners have to melt the phone lines every day when they wake up and comb their hair and take their vitamins, pick up their phone and call their 2 senators, call their member of Congress, say, look, I'm not going to stand for this. You do not have the government take over my health care, and you defund Acorn. Have you figured this out? And then the next day, you pick up the phone, you give the same message. Trust me, hardly anyone picks up the phone. Hardly anyone makes the phone calls. That's why the 9/12 movement has been so incredibly successful, because for the first time, the American people are engaged. But they can't just think the 9/12 movement was enough on September 12th. We have to make those phone calls now until the end of the year.
Michelle.
That's why Speaker Pelosi has made me her number one target to defeat next year. She wants me gone next year.